Finally, it's my first review. Yes, this is actually happening. I have a lot to say on the subject of the newest MLP episode, Flight to the Finish, so I figure I might as well get it out there as soon as possible. Oh, and of course, this does have spoilers, so watch at your own risk if you haven't seen the episode yet. So, without further ado, let's talk about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 4, Episode 5, Flight to the Finish. As every episode of Season 4 has so far, Flight to the Finish had me nearly exploding all the way through with unadulterated fangirl glee. As you may know, a small part of this episode was part of the Season 4 animatics, and though I usually try to avoid spoilers, I got far too impatient while waiting for Season 4. So having seen that, I was especially excited for this episode, that they were finally going to address Scootaloo's inability to fly. I was a little nervous too, though, in case they ended up doing it wrong somehow, like, for example, having her learn to fly at the end of the episode. I'm really glad it didn't happen that way. It would have felt really unrealistic and been sort of a cop-out, at least to me. It's interesting that they kept it ambiguous whether she'll ever fly or not. As mean as this sounds, I'm hoping she won't. I just think it'd be more interesting and add more depth to her character. I was expecting that to be cleared up in this episode, but honestly, I'm not as disappointed as I thought I'd be that it wasn't. It really wasn't necessary here. I actually kind of like that the fans can continue to speculate, although I do hope they cover it eventually. But for now, I'm happy with what we got. Speaking of what we got, let's talk about some of the awesome things that this episode gave us. Our first song of Season 4! And oh my gosh, was the animation amazing during that song, or what? It's the second Scootaloo episode ever! The CMC's act was awesome. Snowflake, or whatever you want to call him, ran away from a butterfly. I laughed so hard. Rainbow Dash immediately taking Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle back to get Scootaloo. I love how much she cares about her honorary sister. I hope we get more moments like this. Also, that moment needs to be shown to people who don't think RD should be the element of loyalty. Rainbow Professionalism Dash lecturing Ms. Harshwinny about keeping her cool at the end. Scootaloo's room! Silver Spoon looked adorable in her little dress. What? I like Silver Spoon. Finally, I'm going to address the one thing about this episode I didn't like. Somehow, Flight to the Finish managed to be an awesome episode while being extremely disappointing at the same time. The disappointing thing? Scootaloo not getting her cutie mark. I just can't think of a better time for it to happen. She realized she doesn't have to be just like Rainbow Dash in order to be special, the moment of realization, and she took her friends all the way to the Crystal Empire on her scooter, the moment of proving herself. This is following Digibrony's theory about when a pony gets their cutie mark, which I agree with. Link to that video will be in the description. So, yes, that's the one thing holding this episode back in my eyes. It just seems like it would have been so perfect. The show has proven that it's not afraid of changing status quo. Take Twilight's princesshood, for example, so it's not too far-fetched that the CMC would at some point achieve their goals. I hope they don't all get their marks at the same time, though, but now I'm getting off track from the episode itself. Now they're really just taunting us with that zoom in on her flank and everything. It'd better be perfect when it does happen to make up for this missed opportunity. So, overall, do I think it was a good episode? Yes, great even. Possibly even one of my favorites. Though I don't think I'm going to stop being bothered and frustrated by what didn't happen. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Soggy Meepster signing off.